Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers NFLPA rankings for 2025. I had it wrong. I thought that the 2024 rankings were this year's rankings. I thought it made sense. We just wrapped up 2024, so it makes sense they would have came out with the 2024 rankings at the beginning of the new year. Not the case. They've already got 2025 rankings out, so we're going to go over that here in this video today. I do want to say real quick, head coach Todd Bowles got a B plus this year, which is still a solid grade, but 23rd out of 32 NFL teams, much better than a B minus, by the way. Here's the blurb on this. 100% of Buccaneers players feel their head coach Todd Bowles is efficient with their time. He is one of 6 head coaches across the league to receive a perfect score. Great. I think that that's awesome. However, the players feel that Bowles is moderately receptive to locker room feedback on the team's needs, ranking him 24th of 32 head coaches in the league. So, yes, while Todd Bowles takes care of his guys in terms of time efficiency and whatnot, doesn't waste their time on anything, still doesn't necessarily have the best feedback. Now, what does that mean? Team needs, right? Is that like players being hurt? Is that players needing time off? Is that like, I don't necessarily know what that looks like, but hey, you know what? It was an improvement from Todd Bowles to go from a B minus last year to a B plus this year. So congrats to Todd Bowles. He still is 23rd out of 32 NFL teams in terms of the overall grade. So not great per se in terms of context, which I feel like is very important, but still getting a B minus is not the worst thing in the world. So now back up to the top, the Buccaneers are ranked 27th out of 32 teams in the NFL. Okay, the Buccaneers, here's the overview. The Bucs ranked 27th with their highest rated categories attributed to people rather than physical facilities. When asked what the team does best, players consistently highlighted the support staff and strength coaches who earned an A grade this year. The team improved its treatment of player families from an F to a C minus, likely due to the decision of stopping charging players for daycare during games. That's a great decision, by the way. However, several areas still need improvement. Players want better food quality and more variety in the cafeteria. Another major concern is locker room cleanliness. 44% of players report ongoing plumbing issues, and persistent bad odors remain a problem. That's gross. We're going to have to dive a little bit deeper into that. Treatment of families, C minus, 25th out of 32 teams. To be blunt, so they did get rid of the daycare thing, the charging players for the daycare thing. In the previous video I'd made, they were charging players $90 per child to have them be in the daycare on game days. That was absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. But they are 28th out of 32 teams in terms of post-family or post-game family area. Don't necessarily know what that means. Is that like a waiting room? Is that like somewhere where you can meet, you know, or where the family can interact with the players after the game? Not sure. But apparently the players feel that the team organizes team events several times per year, which ranks 14th out of 32 teams. I don't know what that means. Is that like Christmas parties? Is that Thanksgiving stuff? I don't really know what that means, but it is under treatment of families, so not sure. But C minus, 25th out of 32 teams. Not off to a great start. Food and dining, C minus, 28th out of 32 teams. The Buccaneers apparently rank 30th out of 32 teams when it comes to the taste of their food. 28th out of 32 for the freshness of their food, and 25th out of 32 for the dining area. I don't know if that means improving the taste in the, like getting new chefs in there. I do remember that they were actually hiring some new chefs not too long ago, actually. So, just from the research I had done. So, hey, are they trying to improve it based on that? It seems like it. They want to bring in some new chefs, right? Why not? Nutritionist, dietitian, 16th out of 32 teams, B plus, not bad, better than the 2 C minuses we just saw. So, nutritionists, dietitians, 89% of players report that they get an individual nutrition plan, ranking 9th out of 32 teams. Players feel their team dietitians very accessible, 20th out of 32 teams, and they're very complimentary of their team's dietitian. Cool. Shout out to the dietitian, shout out to the nutritionist. It's always good for your guys to have good nutrition plans and good, diets, right? So they can be healthy as they possibly can be and be able to rock and roll. Locker room, C, 21st out of 32 teams. That is improved. 84% of players feel they have enough room in their individual lockers, 17th out of 32. Cool. 78% of players feel the locker room size is adequate, 21st out of 32 teams. I talked about this in my separate video. Players have several complaints about cleanliness, poor ventilation, and a persistent bad smell. 44% identify ongoing plumbing issues in the locker room. So again, as I said, like, I don't have a lot of experience in Major League sports. I only interned for one team in my life, but the locker rooms were always clean, very sanitary. Improvement, they don't have bugs anymore, which is a great thing to see. Last year's ranking, they had bugs, which was not good. But still, persistent bad smells, that's gross. You got to fix your plumbing in your locker rooms. Again, it needs to be sanitary. It needs to be clean so your players can be as healthy as possible. Training room, C+. 84% of players feel they have enough time or have enough full-time trainers, 24th out of 32 teams. 80% of players feel they have enough full-time physical therapists, 21st out of 32 teams, okay? 74% feel like they have enough hot tub space, 21st out of 32. 76% feel they have enough cold tub space, 23rd out of 32. However, they do feel that renovations and upgrades are needed in the tub room. So I do believe that, is that kind of referencing the sauna from last year? It's a strong possibility, but they did improve to a C+. Still, like, the rankings, the best ranking they've had so far was 16th out of 32. They're still below average in terms of all of these rankings, but I guess they are improving. Training staff. 88% of Bucs players report they receive enough one-on-one training, ranking them 16th out of 32 teams. That's a B grade, by the way. Training room got a C+. Locker room got a C. But still 21st out of 32 teams. The players feel that the training staff lightly or slightly contributes to their overall success, 24th out of 32. Hey, people have been wanting this training staff to improve. They've been wanting this training staff to improve. So that's a good thing, right? That we are seeing, that we are kind of getting this out in the open to say, like, hey, players want this training staff to improve as well. Maybe that leads to more injuries for the Bucs? I don't know. I mean, again, training treatment. 16th out of 32 teams. However, saying it doesn't contribute to their overall success, it's got to improve, right? Especially with the amount of injuries the Buccaneers have dealt with in the past, that's got to improve. Weight room, B, 19th out of 32 teams, 21st out of 32 teams in terms of the quality, in terms of the space, having adequate space, 18th out of 32 teams. Cool. So weight room got a solid B grade. Strength coaches got an A. That's 6th out of 32 teams. Shout out to the strength coaches. 100% of players report that they get an individual plan with their strength coaching staff. One of 3 teams in the league with a perfect score. Shout out to the strength coaches. I mean, the players feel that their strength coaches moderately contribute to the overall success. 10th out of 32 teams. Cool. Finally, just to wrap this up here, guys, C- for team travel, 26th out of 32. 65% of the Bucs players believe they have a comfortable amount of personal space on team flights, 26 out of 32. They feel like their team's travel schedule is somewhat efficient, 18th out of 32. Players must sit in smaller seats in the back of the plane, while staff sit in the larger first-class seats. I don't agree with that. I feel like the players should probably be sitting in the first class seats while staff members sit in the back of the plane. That's my opinion. But that's how I would do it. It's a little selfish on the staff members, I believe. I feel like the players should come first in regards to that scenario. So it is what it is. Again, we talked about Todd Bowles. He got a lot of praise. Ownership, but still B+, 23rd out of 32 teams. But it is still an improvement. Good improvement for Bowles. The locker room feedback one's interesting to me when it talks about team needs. I'd be curious to dive deeper into that to figure out what that means. But it seems like Todd Bowles is moderately receptive. But again, to get ranked 24th out of 32, that's just interesting in my opinion. D+ for ownership, 27th out of 32. The Glazier family for perceived willingness to invest in the facilities, 27th out of 32, so that hasn't really improved from last year. Slightly contributes to a positive team culture, 27th out of 32, and is somewhat committed to building a competitive team, 26th out of 32. Well, that's interesting, man. That's interesting to get the players' perspective, because I've always kind of been in the mindset that the Glaziers do want to have a competitive team and do kind of want to have a positive culture. But the players are saying, hey, it's towards the bottom of the league, right? Which is interesting to me. But I will say, like, look, 27th out of 32 teams, that's not great. That's not great. There's still a lot of improvement that needs to happen here. Team travel has improved, which is good. It does seem like the locker room has improved. There's no more bugs, but consistent odor, that's gross. That's very gross. But hey, at least there's no more bugs. Shout out to the strength staff. Not a great report card overall. I mean, shout out Todd Bowles for getting a B plus. That's cool. But I mean, listen to these rankings. 25th, 28th, 16th, 21st, 24th, 21st, 19th, 6th. Shout out strength coaches. 26th, 23rd, and 27th. Like, most of these grades are still below average. So context matters, right? Context does matter. So hopefully the Bucs can continue to improve on these grades and we can see them continue to grow as an organization. Shout out to the NFLPA for posting these. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions about all this down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Apologies yet again that I had last year's rankings instead of this year. Happy we were able to get that fixed. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. As always, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now and go Bucs.